you were not a standard product of the Hungarian factory of mathematicians, in that in high school you didn't go to one of the mathematics schools like Fedekesh, and at the time these schools were extremely successful at producing very, very bright mathematicians that many became leaders and so on. After the Soviet Union collapsed, there was some change, definitely in Russia and in the ex-Soviet Unions, in the investment of resources into these things. So what is the status of this education of bright mathematicians, maybe physicists nowadays?
I don't know exactly, because I have now only the grandchildren who are attending school, but they are not in the high school, and none of them are mathematically oriented. But what I know is that maybe after the collapse of the system, the schools, the elite schools, did not collapse for a while. Now, I don't know the present situation, whether they pay so much attention. That I really don't know. How it is with the elite schools, and I doubt that in the other high school the education is good. At least teaching mathematics is not so good. Well, for that you need teachers, and then most probably we lack the teachers' body, so it's just too small. There are not too many good teachers. All times the teachers had some respect. Now it seems to me that even in the high school very strange things happen. So what happens in the elite schools, that I don't know. But in general I have some feeling that the high schools, our high schools, are now a little bit, well, it's not the same as when I was young. Now, my theory, but it doesn't have to be taken seriously. I am more for the Russian method than when in the school you have discipline. And then the teacher tells you what to do. Of course, not to the extreme, but somewhat. This is my model. And also, I believe that I am not talking about Fazekas and about these elite schools. In my time, I visited this regular, usual high school, so they try to teach even the students who were not that great, like in like C+, so on the middle, and they got something out of even the in mathematics and in any other subject. And then who wanted something extra, we had a special classes after the school. If you wanted, then you could take part of it. Now maybe this is unfortunately worse, I am almost sure. So I hope that at some point they will realize, and just speaking only about mathematics, that mathematics is extremely important, not the subject itself, but the way of thinking, and then it can be conveyed to almost everybody. I don't want to say everybody, but definitely somebody who is on the middle. Just that the idea that you state something, maybe you have to prove, so you have to somehow support your claim, and then also the way of proving, then you try to find some connection between things. So if somehow the students could be taught so that part of mathematics, then the nature of mathematics, they could understand a little bit, then it would help a lot in their everyday life. But for that, unfortunately, you need teachers, good
but actually,
teachers.
I expect you to agree with me that to do this successfully, actually, combinatorics is a fantastic subject to teach in elementary and middle school and high school, because the reasoning you need to do there, and it's much more concrete. And the interest of students in many of these problems, which are elementary, they are You can draw figures, you can talk about games and puzzles, and nevertheless you are, which is what combinatorics is about, and you are still doing mathematics. So maybe actually in Hungary it was a significant part of the high school mathematics.
And we had a problem, which we called, yes, you have a small problem when you had to reason, and then we could consider it as a problem in combinatorics, solve this puzzle or that puzzles, yes, that was a part. And this is, well, elementary geometry is, well, and then combinatorics most probably are the two subjects which may be the most suitable for that purpose. I don't want to say then, of course, you don't have to learn how to compute the volume of the sphere or something like this, but if you cannot learn it, it's not good, but it's not end of the world. But if you just get a little bit feeling then how to connect things, and also really require from yourself a kind of something which is similar to the notion of proof, then you get a lot. And for that, combinatorics, yes, I agree with you totally, somehow has the nature that it definitely would be maybe the most powerful subject in that sense to teach.
I know there is, I guess it's related to drawing children into mathematics. There exists, and I think it still exists today, this journal, the Komal, for the high school, or for students before college, which has mathematics problems. Can you say something about it?
Yes, it's something like in every month you get 10 problems, maybe not 10, mostly mathematics, but also from physics, and you solve it, you send it back, and you get some point, just like grading midterm exam, and then the end of the year they add up the points, and then and you learn a lot if you really consistently do them. Actually, I would even say that if you are in engineering, obviously, yes, it helps a lot. It's no question about it, which is said mathematics needed there. But even in the subject when mathematics is not needed, even just a little bit, not to be the first or second, just follow a little bit or solve some of the problems which you can might help even people who are basically in humanities. So I am very much for it. But something which is very nice, now that I got some kind of recognition in Hungary, so they are asking me to go to the schools. And then I talk, and then even there are these summer camps when not the Fazekas summer camp, because that is summer camp most probably organized by Porsche, the great teacher and the great person who really catches all this genius and develops them into the mathematician, but not just ordinary, or maybe but with some interest in mathematics. Parents and I, with Anna, we have been in 3 different such a camp, and it was very nice to see that they were interested and asking questions, and it helps them. So in that sense, still I am not pessimistic, but maybe then if you consider the education in the high schools, that is not on the same level as it was in my time, but maybe I am just biased, and also I have no complete information about it. You could ask the others who are much more in the teaching, and they could give you a little bit more fuller picture of it.